So hello guys, welcome to class 18 of Python programming. This is class 3 of object oriented programming. So we talked about classes and objects. Remember this picture. We are talking about employee class. And in employee class, when you are working in a company, we are interested in your name, your age, and the salary you receive. These are the three. So when we talk about name, age, and salary, these three things should be there. So we talk about three objects here. When we say Amit is the name and 25 is his age and 20,000 is the salary he is receiving. Then this is one object. This is the blueprint. Okay. Remember, whatever attributes you have given here, those things must reflect here. The name and age here and the salary. Similarly, we have another employee, Ramit. And three things are given for Ramit: age, salary. Similarly, for Rachit also, you have name and then age, salary. Three things must be there. And these are called instance attributes. They're separate. They're different for different objects. We have three objects here. So whatever is the blueprint, this is the class here. And we are talking about three instance. This is the first instance of this object. This is the first instance, that is object 1 of class employee. This is the second instance called second object. So they are interchangeable. You can say this is an instance also, instance of this class. This is another instance of this class. And these are the three. So always you make names that way. Last time I opened, this time today, I wanted you to correct, remember? So randomly I took, that's a little bit will change this time the name. Remember, whatever employee class we have taken here, and we talked about name as salary, we have name as salary everywhere. So when you say your object 1 is this guy, so first of all, remember, this must be an employee. When you talk about object 2, this must be an employee. When you talk about object 3, this must be an employee. Okay, that way. Let's go back now. So if we go back there, okay, let me erase all. I've given the name of the class time utilization here. Now, here, when we created objects, so when we created objects, we found time utilization. Where are the objects here?
Sir, this is function.
Yeah, this is function. All right. Okay. That means I deleted that one. No problem. But yeah, if I go back to that one, I created first of all, okay, this is function class. It was like that. And then I created objects like this. So what happened is when I created the object, I named this way. Just go back to the last class and check it. So what I wanted is this must be of this type. So instead of writing Anu, it's better if you can write Anu TU. That is better because here if you check, Amit is an employee. Amit is an employee, right? Ramit is an employee, you understand? Rachit is an employee. So our subject is employee here. The class is employee here. So if you name that way, I mean, we started, I'm first or second class, that's a separate thing. But if you write that way, then it will always be easier to correlate. Then Anu's time utilization, Manu's time utilization, Sanu's time utilization. Just add TU here, whatever you created last time, so that there will be link between this and this. So when you say Anu here, if you write employee here, then we'll understand that Anu is a employee type. Okay. That way, if you have written time utilization, Anu's time utilization we wanted to find. That's fine. But if you write TU here, otherwise if you write here employee is the class and these are employees. You write student is the class, these are students. You need not write anything. But we have taken time utilization here. So if you write TU here, it's better. Anu's time utilization, Manu's time utilization, Sanu's time utilization, because our subject is to know the time utilization. So what you want to find, that's important. Coming back to this diagram here, whatever attributes are here, Amit, 25, 20,000 and all that, these are the attributes. Here in this diagram, we have not talked about methods. So can you tell me one attribute in one class already you used before? Any attribute you already used before? Suppose you can talk about list class or integer class or whatever class you know, and you used an attribute. I'm not talking about methods. These are the Amit name. We are asking name. What is the name? How much salary is getting? What is his age? Okay. We're talking about male employees here. Yeah. Let's go back. And this is no more required. If I write this way, suppose A is 5 plus 8J. So because in Python we don't declare here data type, here data type automatically complex, you know. Even we can check also before doing anything. So A is of type complex. A is of type complex. Here object 1 is of type employee. Object 1 is of type employee. Object 1 is of type employee, not Amit. Object 1 is of type employee. A is of type complex. This is the class. A is an object of type class. A's class is complex. A is the type complex. Here object 1 is of type employee. Okay. Then here object 1 is one name attribute Amit, another one 25. Similarly, if I write A dot, what you write? Anu, what you write? A dot real.
Sir, image.
What?
Image.
Image. A dot real. 5. This is 5. Then otherwise we can check also. IMG, this one. See, wrong.
IMAG.
IMAG, no. Are you sure? No. So what we will do is, we'll check directory of A. These are the methods, okay? Special methods. We'll talk again regarding some of these. IMAG, REAL, okay? So here, let me write IMAG. I'm discussing again fundamentals. The last 2 classes will dedicate towards more of object-oriented programming. But yeah, the fundamentals again we are here. So if you check A dot, remember everything you do in advanced Python programming also by writing a dot real, a dot imaginary here. We got 5 and 8, 5 and 8. So going back to the diagram here, object 1 is of type employee, object 2 is of type employee, object 3 is of type employee. Object 1, name of object 1, that is Amit, and object 2, name of object 2 is Ramit, name of object 3 is Rachit. These are the names, and their ages are 25, 35, 45. So when you write dot, because these are the attributes, you just write a dot. See here, we have written dot here, no parenthesis. If you write this way, this will be a method. You can write, this is not a method. This is an attribute, like name, salary, and all this. These are the attributes. So you should not write a dot here. So if I write a dot real, that means age of type complex, S attribute, this one is attribute, that is real, you got 5. Another attribute, imaginary, that is 8. So you can write here and you can run here. If it works, then that will be method. Okay. So these are the attributes. I'll give you one example where we'll go to the methods. Okay. So you have any doubt here in attributes and methods? INIT is the first method, that is a must, that will be there every time. Apart from INIT, you need to decide how many methods you write. It will depend what you are doing. In banking accounts also, you have to decide what options you will allow. You will allow to deposit, you will allow to withdraw, whatever options you allow, that way you can make different functions. Yeah, I think joining is a problem for many. Okay, let me join. Now consider another class square here. This is the first one, INIT. Self.side is equal to side. So this is our attribute, only one attribute here. We have a method here, area. So when we write area here, it will give area. You can write print self.side into self.side. If you write side, you will not get it. You have to write self.side. Then we'll have another method, perimeter. Here again you have to write self, that is mandatory, compulsory, and then print 4 into side, here self.side. So if you see here, I have one attribute side. I have this method. I have two methods and one, this one also a method, but I have one method for initialization. That is the difference. Now let me create one object. Square. Suppose I will write 10 here. Then if I run it, it's fine. There is no error here. Then I want to call. If you want to see something, automatically you have to print, because this method you need not call. Now you write a square 10 and then you can call this method. Suppose I want to find the area. Area is 100. So when I write a dot area, I'm calling this method within this class, and this gives me this answer, self.side, self.side. I'm getting the printout here, 100. This is a part of the work. If you don't write print, you will not get. Return is a better one, because if you try to print, you will not get anything here. Will not get anything, because what you are trying to print, whatever you got in return, when you call this method, you got something that you want to print, but it didn't return anything. It's only showing this one. It's not returning anything. So you are not getting anything. If you ask me how then we get 100, 100 we are not getting at all. 100 is this one. It's printing. Whatever it is, it's printing. It's showing up. That's all. Because it's a part of our function. Print is a part. So it's printing. That's all. It's better to write return. Return is a stronger statement. Now 100 you got. When you printed, if you don't print, maybe you will not get anything. That's a separate thing. But yeah, here it's showing something. Otherwise, in many other IDs, if you check, you will not get anything. Print is mandatory. They don't show up return. This is 100. Now, this is over. Then if you call the other function, suppose you want to call this function. Let me copy and paste here. Again, the problem, same problem. We'll paste here. Run it, you will get 2. So this is one method. This is one method. These are the two methods. Now here you can write a dot side. This is an attribute. So we'll not write like this. If you write like this, then there will be a problem. Better don't write this. Whatever is the side, you will get here. A dot side. What is side here? We send 10. So 10 is the side here. Okay, we have not written any such print statement. That's why we are not getting. So if you write a dot side, it will not give you anything. You are sending 10 here, that's there, but you have to write print. Run it. See, 10 I got. So this is automatic initialization. You can't return it. Remember, you can't return it anything from INIT, but you can print it. So this is self.site, that is 10. Now, it's not that once we sent 10, this is final. This can be changed. If you want, you can change it here. Suppose you want to take side 10 is there, you want to make it 15. You write 15. Then the latest one is 15. Then you will get 15, and according to that you get area and perimeter also, because the latest one is 15. You defined here. This is instance variable. Suppose I will write a class variable here. This is class variable. Class variable is something which is common to all. If you know something which is common to all, you should write here. Now we have written, suppose 30 here, 15 here, and then whatever, you run it. There is a problem, right? So self is not, oh, sorry. Here we never write. Run it. So when you printed self.site, we got 15. See, that is 15 here, and everything is 15. There is no use of this one, because this is the one we sent here. Now suppose you close it, and you don't need to write this. Even you don't need to write this. Check it what you are getting. There is a problem here, right? The problem is we've written 10 here because we are not sending anything. That's what shows here. 2 were given. So if you check now, neither we define something here, neither we define something here. I mean, by an assignment statement, we have given some value to self.site, nor we sent here. So both are absent here. So there is no assignment statement here, nothing we have sent from here. Then also we are able to do everything. So that is possible if you have a class variable. So class variable is common to all. This have access here. This is access here also. This is access everywhere. And you can get the answer this way. That is also possible. Now, let's go back. It was like this. This is even not required. Suppose you call this function. Yeah, suppose you call this function, then see what will happen. Normally we call this function and this function. We never call this function. And we always say, this is the one, this is a special method, and this will automatically be invoked. You need not do anything. This is automatic. If you call this, then what will happen? That's what we need to check here. It's working. Let me check before doing anything. Yeah, it's working. Now, let me call. a dot init I want to call this, yeah, there is a side also here, so I have to give side. But I already created one. Now I have to give anyway. Let me run it. You see what will happen. What it says, init one missing required positional argument side. So though when you created here 10 went here, and then you got it. If you call this, because you are calling a function here, nothing is there. If you write some variable like m here, when you call this function, you have to give m here. It's not that all the variables you initialize here only. If you have something else here, suppose there are m squares, you want to find the area, you can give m here. So when you call this function, if I write area here, I have to supply m. Because side is here, I have to supply side. Otherwise, there will be problem. So suppose I write 15 here. There was already 10, but now forcibly I am calling this. We never do this way. But yeah, if you do it, what you will get. Now, when you had the object A, their side was 10, but now you call this function, which is special method, special function, and you have given now 15. This is the latest one. So if you print side, it will be 15. So a dot init, when you are calling and you are giving 15, so the latest value will be 15. So 10 and 15. If you are asking me why you are getting two things, when you get one object, the first object when you create, there only automatically this will be initialized. This is a part of automatic 10. Then you are calling this function, like every function call, you are calling this and you are sending this one side. That's where you send 15 once again. So again you need to print the latest value and you get 15. That way you got 15. I've written 3, but I got 4. Why? Again, in different ways, things will be revised for you. Yeah, think on this.
Sir,
Hmm.
init itself 2 times called.
Yes.
Because of
Yeah, because remember, init is a special method, and area you can change this. Whatever way you want, you can write. You can write area, or maybe I doubted about this one, the spelling, okay. PRE, initially PRI, because we don't use frequently these days. So it's okay. These are the ones you name. However, init is a special method where you see double underscore. This is a meaning, and particularly coming to the first method here, this one here, this is automatic. Automatically this will happen. Even see, let me cut this 3. You run this, one will happen automatically, 5. That's what. You need not call area perimeter like this. You need not call this one. Init is a special method. It's called automatically, and automatically whatever there in init, that will be executed. If you don't write this, that's a separate thing. You run this, then nothing will happen. But this will be assigned to self.side. Then when you call second one, when you call this function, okay, this one will be used here. So It's called automatically. That's where you got the first one 5. Then like you said, then when you are calling this function and saying no, whatever I mean, when I constructed the object, whatever I sent here, I don't want that anymore. I want a 10. So you take 10. So what will happen now? You are treating this as a normal function. You are treating this as a normal function like area, because this is also a normal function. This is a special function. When you say function, that word comes special method. So it's acting as a function, and again it's updating here. So then what will happen? You got 10 here. Now it's updated. When it's updated 10, new side, self dot side is 10. So 10 into 10, 4 into 10, that way you got the answer. Okay. Now, remember two methods. I mean, we have given and a special methods we have taken, and one attribute here, side, and two methods are here. Remember this one, when I say I have an attribute side here, so side was the attribute, one attribute, that is called instance variable or attribute. We have class variable as well. When you go to class variable, if you write something here, that will be common to all. Suppose you write whatever you want. I will write, suppose M50. That means M is 50 common for all. Okay. Let's go back to this one. You tell me something which can be common to all. So suppose I want all to be,
company name.
yeah, company name. It's common to all. I need not send here. Even I made it sure that all are male employees here. Suppose this is common for all. So I need not write here, here, here specially. Here once, here once, here once. If I write, that's fine. But instead of writing here, I will make it a class variable. So when I say class variable, you write here, so that when you are sending here, when you are, suppose you are calling this function, suppose area a dot area. So, and you want to print, suppose you define here n is 100 and print n. Then nm, whatever you write here, you write something, n is 150, print n. Okay, you can write like that. But m is same for all. So because they're different, n 100 here, copy, you make it 150, and again print m. Okay, so n will be different here, 100 here, 150, that way. But if m is 50 here, 50 here, 50 here, you need not write. If you write m50 here, that is available everywhere. That's why you will not write. You need not send. If you write m and n both, if you define m50 here, that's also fine. Or what you can do, you don't write anything. You write here mn. Okay, that is also one way we can do. M n you write, and while calling the function area, okay, you send m and n along with side. You send some more things. So suppose you want a black square side, or maybe whatever. This is a simple program, 100, 120 you are sending. So these are the two variables you are sending here. So when you call this perimeter, you send 1000. You might be asking, no, what is the work of these two? That's why I'm not explaining here. You want to do something, okay? You can do that way. But if one is common, even if you refer to the last program, I must have explained, if one is common 1000, so 1000 every time why to write once, you can write here. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Now, class variable, when you write, if you write a dot m, you will get here as well. Whatever you define here, you write dot and you will get here. Not only that, you can write this one class also. Object you can use, class you can use. Anyway, now let me go to the next example. It's recording. Okay. We don't need side here. Let me define here only directly. I don't want to send that one. Whatever, suppose 5. Self x. This increment this by 1. Okay, x I'm sending. Multiply means we'll change that one later. See, 4 methods I've defined here instead of 2. That time we had 2 methods. So divide means we have to write division here, multiplication here, multiplication star. One is left. Okay, these are the 4 methods, one special method, and this is 5. This is our class. Suppose S is of state type. Print s dot field. Now the object will be created here. Object will be created, and because I've defined here, I can get access to this through the object. Object dot that attribute. I'll get 5 here. Line
Sir,
3.
two
Yeah,
times.
tell me.
You have written 2 times define in the first line, sir.
Okay. I got 5. Okay. So even if I have not defined, I'm not sending anything here. I've defined here. You can get access to that through the object. My first object is S. Another thing I forgot to tell you there. Suppose I created one object here, square 5. You check print ID of A. Create another object B. 7. When we claim that whatever is A here, okay, because we are sending that 5 we are sending to side and A we are sending to self, right? So you see this one here, B square 7, ID of A, ID of B. See which one it's matching. The first one we got 48 here, ID of self 48. And what is ID of A and ID of B? You forget about these two, 5 and 7. We are interested in ID. And you think about this, you should get all these, okay? So what happens is whenever you create one, to make the things easier, let me cut this one and cut this one. Forget about the 5, whatever you got. Oh, here you got 5. Forget about that. Now check the IDs are same or not. This is a verification. I must have explained before also. When you create an object, you send the object to self so that there will be binding to all variables. You get access to, that's why we write self here. So when you check the ID, they are the same. ID of self and ID of this one. They are the same. Okay, they are the same. That we checked already. What will happen is when you create another object here, then that object ID will be transferred to self. So whatever ID B object will have, the same ID self. So self is not constant. That's what I wanted to say. You can check that. We got 2 to last time. Suppose now you change B is another one. You write 7. Simultaneously if you write, it will create a problem. What you can do is you can copy this one, or remember 4, 5, 6 you have. Now see, you have 3, 5, 2. Why it changed? Because this is another object. So when you are creating another object, you get another ID, and B you are sending to self. That means they will share the same ID. Here the place is important. Variable is only tag in Python. So they share the same ID. That's how when you write B dot attribute and write self dot attribute, you get the same answer. Anyway, let's go back to this one. What is extra you learn here? The first thing is we've defined the variable here, and then we have created 4 methods instead of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 methods. Then we already got the attribute. Now let's call some method, okay, and check what you are getting. Yes, what is the error? One positional argument, okay. That means X we have to send, right? So self.fill will be incremented, all right. So suppose 10. Why you got none here? Yes. Or no, you answer.
Sir, can you scroll down? Sorry, scroll up.
Yeah, this is the first one. Add. See, in self.field 5 was there. Now we want to add 10. So you should get 15, right?
Yes, sir.
Why you are not getting? See, if you have a function, when you are printing s.add means you are calling this, that's fine. So everything defined. It's not automatic. Init is automatic. This is not automatic. If you don't return anything, then how you will catch that one? Even if I write print, then also you will not get another answer. Even if I write print, then also you will get none only. Why? We got 2 because 15 anyway you will get. Okay, none also you are getting. Why you are getting none and when you will not get? That is the difference between print statement and return statement. So when you call this as a part of print, it's printing 15. But then when you are writing print, what it returned nothing because you have not written a print statement. Return is a very, very stronger one as compared to print. Return is better. See, you return, whatever you returned, you print that. That means in return, you are getting something that you are printing. Anyway, you got this 15. So you have to write return. The second method. This is the second method. So let me write copy here mul 20. What you are expecting? If I run this, multiply 20. So here also I have to write. Yeah, I've written already. What answer you are expecting?
100, sir.
100? Okay, let's check. 300.
So self.field is updated, I think.
Yeah. So what happened is initially self.field was 5. But what happened is here your self dot field is updated by 15. 15, this was 10, right? And this was 5, this was 15. Now this is 15 into, we send 20. So what is 15 into 20? That is 300, correct? Okay. Even if you want to check this, if you write a print statement, see, because this is automatic, this is initialization method. Even I have other students, they asked me, what is the use of this? This will also be answer for them. So when I run this, what happened? Initially it was 5. Then now if you print this one, let me do this only. Okay, when I created this one, I called this method, I got this 15, and I call this, I got 300. Okay. So because I've done the same thing. Okay. If I write different T, I will call once again, I will print that, I will get once again. Are you getting me? What I'm saying? Suppose I'll make T here, then I'll do this one. Again, this will be called automatically. Okay. Then only there will be meaning. But then some other things will also change along with that. Because once again this is called, okay. So with 5, this value is assigned 5, then there will be no problem. Whatever answer you gave, I got that answer. Because once again it assigned, once this is over, this is assigned once again. For that object, I applied this method. But if you apply to the same object as 2 methods, then what will happen is, you will get whatever were the updated one, but you will not get in the print statement the updated one. Okay. If you want to see that, because automatically init will be invoked once. Okay. You don't write here. If you want to see, here you can write. You print that, or before starting, you print here. Okay. Anyway, here not required. See, first time it was 15. S dot add, when you wrote, you got, return we wrote, that we printed, we got 15, and then we printed this one. Okay. Then we got 15. Then we returned something, that we printed here. So this is the written one printed for the second method, written one printed for the first method, and this one printed as a part of print statement. This we are not returning. If you write a return statement here, then return should be the last statement. Okay. You can't write in between. So I printed here. So that way I got here. So these things you need to remember. Class is over for today. Thank you. See you in the next class.
Thank you, sir.
Class is
Okay,
over
sir.
now.
Thank you.
Thank you.